Hey guys, you've heard this one before, I probably said no more new guitars, right? But as you can see, there's a big thing behind me that, believe it or not, has a guitar in it. And I'm doing an unboxing on this one. This is an unboxing only. So heads up to the folks that are expecting a demo, a plug-in. That's not happening on this video. This is part one. So it'll just be an unboxing. But this is yet another purchase from Amazon. Amazon Resale, formerly known as Warehouse. And it's to see what condition this guitar is in. That's why I'm doing an unboxing in front of you all, because you're going to see it as I see it. This is described as like new. So hopefully it's going to be just that, like new, right? It's supposed to ship with all of the accessories, the original manufacturer's box, the whole bit. So for all intent and purpose, it's just an open box, basically. It's a like new item. Let's see if that's the case. So without further ado, we're going to open this thing up and see if it is a deal or no deal, as I always say, with Amazon Resale. So first off, this thing shipped in this ridiculously oversized Amazon box, right? I have no idea why they do this, because it just allows whatever other box that is in here, hopefully the original manufacturer's box, to float around and shift around in this box because it's so large. But this is Amazon's shipping method. So let's see. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this is a sharp one, so let me close this guy up. Put it over here. Alright, so the good news is that there is another box in here. Last time there wasn't when I ordered a like new guitar from Amazon, so that's good. Okay, move that over. No more surprise, as you can see. It's a Fender of some shape or form. And let's see what's in the box. And then I'll go into the reason as to why I bought this. So we'll see if it's in like new shape, number one. Then I'll go into my assessment of deal, no deal. And we'll see what it is. So, to get this guy back, I shut it too quickly. Staple is worse than the knife end here. Wow. Okay. Let's see what's inside this wonderful box. Well. Okay, let me take this cover off here, this top piece. Ships in a gig bag. That's cool. Okay, so it said it was going to ship in a deluxe Fender gig bag, and it looks like it's a deluxe Fender gig bag. Got a little bit more padding than the usual Fender gig bags that I've had. So now let's see what's inside here. I should have let this thing acclimate, right? I never did. I was just too excited to see what condition this guitar is in. And I figured that it's not the dead of winter here in New York. It's spring, and it's not, sub-zero temperatures or 15 degrees. I probably should have still let this thing acclimate, but I didn't this time. So let's see. Okay. here. This foam I can't stand on the guitar. This thing is a one pain in the butt to get off. Okay. Ta-da! A funky looking Telecaster, right? From Fender. Let's just make sure there's nothing glaringly wrong with this thing out of the box. So here is the free online lessons, and then it comes with this hang tag, this Fender hang tag. It says when it was QA'd and tested. It has the tape still on the P90 or soap bar pickup here. This I'll get off later. It's a pain in the neck. It doesn't seem to have any stress cracks in the neck, which is always a good thing, although you find them more on Strats than you do on Tellies. Guitar body, let's see, does it have any dings on it? None that I can see yet. None that I can see yet. No. Okay, so let's talk about the guitar. What is it? Why did I buy it? So first off, this here is what they call a Fender Noventa Telecaster. And the Noventa is either Spanish or Latin for 90. These guitars came out in 2020. They were announced and released, I think, around May, June of 2021. And it was for the Fender 75th anniversary series. And 3 models of these Noventa guitars came out. The single pickup P90 version in the Telecaster body, the Stratocaster with 2 soap bar P90s, and a Jazzmaster model with 3 soap bar P90s. And these are somewhat of a cult type guitar because, as you know, with pure Telecasters, you have 2 pickups and they're single coils, but you have the inset bridge single coil, and you have the neck pickup that looks like a lipstick. It's not a lipstick pickup, single coil on the Telly. Then you have a 3-way switch and a full plate, right, over here. This guitar, on the other hand, has 1 single soap bar P90 with the half tray, they call this, over here, with brass saddles, and a soap bar P90 that's inset into the guitar. The body on this guitar is alder. It's alder wood. There is no belly carve, as you can see. It is a string through. It has a 4-screw neck plate, bolt-on neck plate, with no Fender inscription on the back of the neck plate. The neck itself is a nice satin finish, and if you can see on here, there is flaming on the wood of the neck, which is very nice. Can you see that, guys, in the camera? Really impressed with how this neck looks. There are some sharp fret ends, which doesn't surprise me. This is an older stock item, right? These guitars were made in 2020 and 2021. They were limited run guitars, so only a certain amount of them were made in that period of time, and then they were stopped, the production. This guitar, for example, was made in, it's a 2021 build, made in Mexico, and it has the 75th anniversary, Fender anniversary stamp on the back. Sorry for the blurriness of the adjustment of the focus on the camera. The color on here is, this is called vintage white, is it? Let's just see. Vintage blonde, because it's not white by any stretch. Yeah, this is vintage blonde. You can barely see the wood grain through the finish of this guitar. Barely. Now on the camera you won't be able to see it. In person, you barely see it. But I like the look. It's almost like a butterscotch, even though it's a vintage blonde with the black pickguard. And the thing about the styling of this guitar that I like is the smaller pickguard, the smaller plate where the controls go, because it doesn't have the three-way switch. It just has one volume, one master volume, one master tone. The tuners, which are vintage style Goto-like tuners on the back of the guitar. So it has a really cool look to it, in my opinion. And let's see here, what else? So it's got the cut telly bridge, 3 brass saddles. Let me make sure I covered everything. The vintage tuners, has a C-shaped neck. The colors that it comes in, besides this vintage blonde, is Fiesta Red and two-tone Sunburst. Alder body, maple fretboard, comes with the gig bag. What else? Let's see. I don't want to miss anything. Plastic nut. I went over the one volume, one tone. It has a string tree, one string tree. It claims you don't have to take off the neck to adjust the truss rod, because there is no truss rod adjustment on the headstock like there normally is. It is down here on the base of the neck, if you can see that. That's where the truss rod adjustment is. But it looks like there's a screw there, so I don't even know how you would go about adjusting that, to be honest with you. But the action on this, right out of the box, is fairly low. So I'm not sure, how much, fiddling around I'm going to do with that. It could probably be done at the bridge, unless the neck is bowed, but it looks, to me, anyway, like a pretty straight neck. Yeah, I don't see, there's no obvious bow on the neck on this guitar. Hopefully the intonation is okay. I'll let you know all that stuff when I plug it in on video 2. This was just an unboxing, first impression. Let's see what else. The headstock, your typical Fender Telecaster headstock with the spaghetti logo in gold. Yeah, so that's it. Again, these were a limited run in 21. They're still selling new, though, believe it or not. So this guitar is being sold brand new by certain distributors and sellers. You can look on eBay, you can look on Reverb, and you can find them brand new. And brand new, you see them anywhere from $900, like $899, to $1,000 or so and change. They could be north of $1,000 if they're coming from Japan, which a lot of these are, believe it or not, shipped from Japan. You can find them on the used market, right? And the used market price for these are anywhere from around $600 at the low end to around $800 and change, used, secondhand. I got this, I thought I got a good deal, on Amazon as an open box, like new condition, which it very much appears to be a brand new guitar, for $577, free shipping. And the reason I bought it on Amazon is because of their return policy and no nonsense if I have any issues with the guitar. The reason I bought it is because I wanted something a little different. I don't currently have any guitar with P90s in it. And I saw a lot of good demos on YouTube that claim that the sound of this thing is fantastic and that the P90 really suits this guitar. It gives a very, very unique tone. You can still get, that twanginess, if need be, of the standard Telecaster with the normal pickups, single coils, but you also get that P90 growl out of this guitar, so you can get a little bit heavier tones. And the other thing is, it's simple, right? It's one pickup and no switch. You just have a volume knob and a tone knob to adjust. So it really lets you command the instrument and get the sound that you want out of the guitar with, you know, little things to really tweak here. It's supposed to still be versatile, so you're going to get a very good clean sound as well as a dirt sound. And I like that. I'm a simple guy, so I like the simplicity of this guitar. And I think it really looks cool. And I have no idea, but because it was a limited run, maybe this thing will appreciate a little bit more as a MIM guitar than the normal players do. I don't know. That may or may not be the case. But again, this is a made in Mexico instrument, the Noventa series, and I bought it purely out of curiosity. I'm going to sell 2 guitars to pay off this thing. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Boy, this looks horrible with these boxes thrown about. But I will be back with a part 2 where I plug this in, and we'll hear what this thing sounds like, both clean and with some distortion, as I always do. Now, deal or no deal. Assuming that the electronics work on, or the minimal electronics that are on this guitar work, and that when I plug it in, you get something noise out of this guitar, I'm going to say this was clearly a deal. If that's not the case, then I'll revisit it. But for the time being, this Amazon resale purchase of this Telecaster Noventa from Fender was clearly a deal at the price I paid. Guys, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you like these videos, please subscribe. And as always, until the next one, be well, see you soon. Take care.